I'll never let my kid go out like this.
No, you can't.
I'll never. Bare minimum is to procreate. To be a proper man or to be a complete organism, you need to ensure the survival of your offspring.
Yes.
You need to give your offspring a fighting chance at life. That's the main thing.
Hi, Sisimanga.
Where do you even begin with this?
That is legit a party, like a
That's cool.
groove. It's groove. Serious groove with umbrellas of alcohol.
Gazebos and everything. Alcoholics everywhere. Probably
And like, how do you begin to say that is okay? Like,
okay,
how do you begin?
let me play devil's advocate here, okay?
What?
Let me try to get into this person's brain.
Okay, please do.
So I think what happens is you can see this child is still young, probably less than 6 months old. And within those 6 months, probably both parents, if both parents are there, or maybe even one of them,
Yeah.
looking after the child, not having time for themselves, not having time to go out.
Yeah.
You know how life changes when you have a child. Everything changes.
So they obviously
You
don't have
basically-
somebody to take care of the
Yeah, you
kid.
basically don't have a social life anymore, and most of your time is spent on your child. So at some point, these parents are just like, fuck this shit. There's an event this weekend. Let's be out. But the problem is they don't have anybody to babysit.
But I feel like that if you really try hard enough, you can find, especially if you got money for the event, then you can find ways.
Well, my first thing would be.
But then us obviously trusting somebody, a stranger with your kid is not easy.
So my first thoughts would be like, just hit up a family member. Just hit up somebody and be like, can you just watch the kid today? Please, just for today.
And what if they don't have family in the city?
Then sit your ass at home. Like,
It really, like, honestly, it's not allowing for
I'll never let my kid go out like this.
No, you can't.
I'll never do
I don't think this is okay on any level.
This is so
Even
wrong.
playing
So
devil's
wrong.
advocate, yes, I understand. We can understand the situation, but there's no point of it that makes it okay.
I think
to happen.
I think it's slightly better than, remember the other girl that.
Then locking your baby up
Yeah.
and
So
leaving them
this other girl that locked her kid
for the whole
for the whole
weekend,
weekend and came back and the kids were dead.
and he was
So
there.
I think this is slightly better than that, but just a little bit, because at least you're supervising the
Yeah,
child.
they actually there with the baby.
As a parent,
This is the thing, like with our people, like your South African youth and groove, guys. Like honestly,
yeah, it's not even like a culture now. It's
FOMO is serious with our people. Like
it's an addiction.
it's an addiction
Yeah.
to the point where you compromise even your children.
We've cultivated alcohol addicts and made
Yeah.
that mainstream.
And it's not just alcohol addicts, it's like the addicts to the whole aesthetic, to everything. Basically, you want to be there amongst the people and drinking that beer with the people. It's the whole thing, the vibe.
So with this, I also want to put the blame on the establishment. Like you shouldn't let kids in.
You shouldn't let kids. I need to when
In
they
a
say no
situation
under
like
18s.
That also
That means
toddlers.
don't, especially toddlers. How do they enter there by the door or the?
Because you
or-
should turn away.
or-
You should turn away the parents as well. Like, no, this kid is not allowed in here.
Unless you're telling me that this was an event like during the day,
It doesn't matter. People are drinking and smoking.
you should chase them away, right?
Yes.
Or they should not be allowed at all.
What do you mean?
No, but like some establishments, when they like day stuff, you can come with your kids, right? And
But this
even
does
though
not. This
there's
does not
drinking.
look like.
It doesn't look like that
family-friendly.
vibes.
It's just like people are here to groove. So taking your child to groove is very irresponsible.
Hey, and she's not the only one. You remember that video of she had the baby on her back? She was like, I'm going to groove. Guys, this is a serious thing.
It's really bad.
It's bad.
So we have this thing I don't know why us black people specifically have this thing, because other cultures do not have this thing.
They do not have this thing.
They know that, okay, once they have a child, their child takes precedence over everything
Yes.
else. You see that in Indians, you see that in white people.
Stop it. Like,
You see
stop.
that with every other culture, but with
Yes.
our kids do not take precedent. We don't
They
put them
don't come first.
We never
It's
put them
like
first.
it's our selfish desires that must come first. It's your jolo that must go first. It's your partying that must go first. Like, people abandon
life
their
must just
kids.
go first,
Yes, your life must go. When you have a kid, you need to understand that everything you do will affect that little human being. Every single thing that you do, and you don't stop acting like children. Oh no, they're so young, they won't even remember, or they won't know. These things do build something in jail. They do sit somewhere in the child's subconscious somehow. That you even see these traumatized human beings when they grow
so
up.
there's some things that I even only found out once my son was born. A child, a toddler, cannot be exposed to loud noises because that fries their
Yes.
brain cells.
Yes.
That literally messes up their brain chemistry. So now you cannot
Those
put a
brains are
child,
still developing.
you cannot put a child in that situation where there's loud music and there's so many people around the child. That's negatively gonna
It's too much
affect
on
the
them.
child.
Yeah.
You won't even see that until
And then next thing, when your child has developmental issues or like struggling, now you wondering what's wrong. And it was you that exposed them.
It was your actions.
Yes, it was your actions. And then a lot of the time, our children suffer and they go through these things and they have these
without
issues.
even knowing why.
Yes. But
bad
it's your
parenting,
actions. It's
reckless
your
parenting.
it's your actions. It's your parenting.
It's a very terrible video to watch. As soon as I saw it, I was like,
Hey, it's very terrible. I don't know how they're trying to make it seem like it's so cute or like, yeah, and cheering the baby on to dance. No, it's just like those parents like in get-togethers where they're like, hey, have a sip of alcohol, or like, yeah, smoke. They give the child humbly to smoke and things like that. Those things are not funny and they're not cute.
I've actually seen that like in person. I've seen
That is not okay.
I've seen some parents. I was chilling with some people, and I don't even know why these old people were there, but there was some old
Yeah.
people there, and they had this kid, and the kid knew how to smoke the hubby, and they're like, no, he needs to smoke it. Oh, he's gonna cry. This kid was like 3 years old.
Excuse me, I don't care how much you're gonna cry. You are not smoking up.
Oh, he's gonna cry. You need to just give him a little bit. Oh, he's gonna cry. He's gonna want to. And I'm like, are you guys insane? Are you guys like you?
That's
people-
why I said our parenting of our age group is very, and the 80s, the ones of the 80s, very questionable. Very questionable. It's things like this. You did not see things like this from our parents.
Yeah, our parents actually took parenting very seriously.
No. Okay, with exceptions to those ones that were alcohol addicts in the taverns, those ones that would sit in the tavern. Sometimes they would go with babies, and piggyback the baby and go and drink in there. But those were extreme cases and very isolated ones. But now with our people, it's like these acts, it's like you pick up these little acts from one to another, and it's really scary. What are we trying to say?
It's so sad. Like, you're not giving the child no chance.
You're not giving them a
to
chance.
succeed in life. You're just exposing them to bad things from a
Yeah.
young age.
And like
What do
you
you
are
expect?
saying that it's like when you're young, man, everything that your parents do, you look up to them. They're like your superheroes.
You mimic everything.
You
they do.
mimic everything that your parents do. So if your parents are people that party a lot and always drinking, always having people around and shit like that, that's the lifestyle you're gonna want. You're gonna gravitate
won't even
towards
know
it.
why.
You won't even know why. You
coming
won't
from your
even know.
parents.
You're gonna like alcohol and be an alcohol addict. Why? Because you were drinking that alcohol from the breast. That's why you have this unexplainable addiction to alcohol or wanting alcohol, because your parent was giving that to you as a baby.
It's just bad. Like, my main thing is this. Okay, we know, like, as men, we know, okay, we're here to procreate, right? But that's just the bare minimum. Bare minimum is to procreate. To be a proper man or to be a complete organism, you need to ensure the survival of your offspring.
Yes.
You need to give your offspring a fighting chance at life. That's the main thing. Procreating is just the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Being a good parent is being.
Don't just be a sperm donor.
Yeah, like it's.
Be a parent. Be a father. Be a
this thing of
mother.
just-
Be
This thing of just creating children and just giving them a very negative shot at life, and then they complain when they see other kids that were born into better families, giving them a good chance at life, and they just starting off on the back foot, and then they see these other kids,
And like next thing
It's
you're
just
gonna
bad.
be like to these people like, oh, you can't go around blaming people for your life. Where really, if you really think about it, do you blame them? Like, do you blame them? Now they're gonna be stuck in that miserable. They were alcohol addicts or drug addicts because all they can think about is sitting in that circle of like, oh, my life was fucked up anyway. My parents didn't care about me. My parents did this. My parents did this. And like, yes, you should not sit and, wallow.
and you see it in
But-
so many people. Like that's
Yes.
so. This is one of the biggest things affecting like Black communities. Is,
Hey.
just people being very reckless and very careless as parents. Like the things you do really affect your children. Like if you put
And like,
yourself
why are
first,
we acting like we don't know this when we've seen it with our own
we've seen it
eyes?
so many times.
We've seen
guys.
it with our own eyes.
seen it so
And I
many
feel like our generation was supposed to learn a lot
Yeah,
from.
I thought we would
from-
change that.
I thought we would change that, but it's like we're actually making it worse. Like, we know the consequences of being those type of parents. We know that is bad. But like, all of a sudden we get numb, and we start forgetting like, oh no, man, probably not is not so bad, yes it is.
It's really bad. Me personally, in my life growing up, I've noticed this trend where the people I've noticed that grew up in good, stable families
Yeah.
are succeeding in life. And the people that grew up in dysfunctional families are having a very hard time in life right now. It's a trend that I've just seen.
And one would
everywhere.
actually wish or hope that if you did not grow up in a family that was, you didn't grow up in a family that was together, that was, a healthy family structure, you'd hope that that person would wish it for their children, that they will do whatever it takes to make sure that, they have that for their children.
I think only those people that do that are those people that realize how bad that situation was for them.
I guess.
Because the some
That's
just don't
true.
get
That's that they don't.
Yeah, so they just continue on the cycle. That's all they know. It's like, oh, this is life.
I think that's when it actually becomes the generational curse type of thing, where now you're not breaking it because you don't not exactly seeing it as a wrong thing or as a bad thing.
Yeah, this is life to you. This is all you know. Is how you grew up.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I think this is terrible. Like this is so wrong on so many levels. Like even the people around should have been
Like, it's like,
they're cool.
Hey, and even this one is just taking a video instead of like saying something. But then I get it. Like sometimes you
Yeah,
feel
you
like
don't
it's
wanna-
none of your
yeah,
business. You don't want
meddle.
to. Yeah,
But
you don't want to meddle. You don't want to impose.
If that's your friend, then just be like, no, like
You know how people are. That's how I always was told. My dad used to tell me there's no such thing as a friend. Like, as we live life, that is starting to prove itself so true. And like, it's not like those people don't see that it's wrong, that thing is wrong. But it's not them, it's you. You know what I mean? And it's like you are the, and they're gonna talk about you. I'm like, can you imagine? She brought a baby to the
while it's happening,
groove
they're
and
quiet.
whatever. But while it's happening, they're quiet. They're not saying anything. Those are friends.
well, yeah, well. If you have good friends, or if you are good
Yeah.
friends and you see something like that, you should. be
You
like,
should say something,
"No,
man.
man, this is not right.
And let's stop being like hypocrites of friends. That's actually, if you want to be somebody's friend, be a real friend, or don't be a friend at all.
Yeah, it's a very tragic situation, very tragic video. I hope we don't see more of this stuff in the near future, because, man, the youth is all we have. Like we should be
Yeah.
protecting the youth at all costs. You guys just let us know what you think about it.
Let us know what you think, or do you know somebody that has done this, or a story of somebody that has done this and has put their child in this situation? And what do you think? Do you think it's okay? Are we just backwards? Are we just behind? Is this new parenting? Is this cool parenting? I don't know. Let us know.
Don't forget to like, subscribe.
And keep watching.
I'll check you guys on the next one.